Hey everybody, I hope you are all recovered from Thanksgiving, from your Black Friday sales. I hope you've left some money in your budget for Cyber Monday. A few amazing sales going on right now, so many, too many, so there will be a link in the description box to a few of the big ones, and if you want the whole long list, click on over to the blog. There is a link there as well. So happy shopping. Now, for those of you that are still around, and have shopped yourselves out and you're done and you're back on your budget, I have a few dupes for you. I haven't done a dupe video maybe ever, maybe one. Dupes are really not my thing. I don't know why. I just never really been one for looking for dupes. I was a little more into it in the beginning of my YouTube thing, but maybe it's just laziness. If I find something I like, I just tend to stick with it, whether it's the dupe version or the original. I like a product for the product's sake, but I understand that not everybody has the same budget, and sometimes the drugstore one is actually better than the original high-end. So I do have a few dupes, and I do have a few, let's say, myth busters out there where people are saying it's a dupe and it just isn't. And I've said the word dupe a lot. I would like to turn this into a drinking game, but this is strictly PG, so we're not gonna do that. Let's get on with it. The first thing is a myth buster. I have been asked over and over and over again if I can dupe the MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. If you're unfamiliar with this product, this is a highlighter pen. It's from MAC, and it comes in a lot of colors, but the color I use every single day is the shade Radiant Rose, and it is an icy pink shade that is undupable, people. It's undupable. You can see it right here, and it's really, really, really light pink. It is like the Essie nail polish shade Fiji. I mean, it is almost white pink. And I have tried to dupe this. A lot of people have said the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Brightener is very similar. It is very similar in shade. I don't have it anymore to compare. The problem is, if I want it to be a dupe, it has to perform the same, not just look the same when swatched, but perform the same. And for me personally, it is very drying under the eyes and it creases, so that's not gonna work. Now, the next closest thing I have is the Maybelline Dream, I believe it's called, Maybelline Dream Lumi in the, I think it is called Radiant. It is the Radiant Lumi shade. And it's similar in its delivery system. It's a wind-up pen with a brush at the end, just like the Prep and Prime. But when you swatch it right next to each other, you're gonna see a difference. This is a salmon pink. It's right here on top. It's a salmon pink. It is not an icy pink. It is a much thicker formula. It is not the same. It is the same concept. It's an under-eye, I'd say it's a canceller, a corrector, if you will. This is definitely, the MAC version is definitely a brightener. Now, for the purposes of demonstration, this side is the MAC Prep and Prime, and this side is the Maybelline Dream Lumi. On my already very fair skin, once you put on all the makeup, I don't really think you can tell the difference. Can you? Of course, there's lights and all the fancy equipment here to make me look better than I really look in real life, but I don't think there's much of a difference. Now, as the day wears on, this doesn't crease. The Maybelline on me doesn't last quite the same. I think where you see the difference in these two shades is if your skin tone is darker than mine, you are going to see a difference. Is it enough to shell out more money for the MAC? I think so. For me, but that is my decision, my pocketbook. Y'all make that decision for yourself. This is the best I could come up with. The Maybelline Dream Lumi is not a dead-on dupe, but it's a pretty darn close in performance, I would say, if you're looking for close. Now, a dupe that I did find that I am really excited about, and I actually prefer the cheaper option, is a blush. And I mentioned this recently in a Get Ready With Me, and the blush I'm talking about is the Benefit Rockateur blush. This is kind of an oldie, but definitely a goodie. It's in this boxed powder, and I have to admit, I'm not a fan of their packaging. It's clunky, it's difficult to transport when you're traveling. What is this? I mean, you can't keep it open. Anyway, comes in this box. It's beautiful rose gold sheen, satin finish with a sheen. It's beautiful, and I'm blinding you with the mirror. Sorry. There you go. Now, I didn't even think about this. I've been using this blush for a very long time, and as I was applying it, I had an aha moment. I thought, oh my goodness, this is a dupe. Doesn't look like a dupe in the pan. This is the CoverGirl Classic Blush in Soft Mink. And when you put it on your face, right, does not look anything alike really in the pan, but when you put it on your face, it is pretty much the same thing. This side is the Benefit side. This side is CoverGirl. Benefit, CoverGirl, Benefit, CoverGirl. Now I will say, Benefit side is a little more pigmented when you put it on. CoverGirl a little less so. I found the CoverGirl a little easier to work with. And obviously this is significantly less expensive, the CoverGirl, and CoverGirl usually has coupons in the Sunday paper. So I think this was either $4.99 or $3.99. You can get it at your grocery store, you can get it at Ulta. I gotta say, I'm gonna go with the CoverGirl on this one. CoverGirl wins. Sorry, Benefit, I love many things you do, but no, CoverGirl wins. Another case where I definitely prefer the dupe for the original, and they're not identical, I will give you that. The Hourglass Ambient Bronzer. I have it in the Luminous shade, I believe. Yes, Luminous Bronze Light. There are two shades of bronzers in the Hourglass family, and this is the lighter of the two shades. It is it's pretty, it's lovely packaging. Love Hourglass, we all love Hourglass. It has tiny, teeny tiny, kind of almost microscopic glitter. Very tiny little bit of glitter in here. You have to get real close up to see it. It runs a little too dark for me. In the summer, it's okay. Right now, I'm really pushing it. I have it on, it's my left side. Okay, I have it on my left side. I had to think about it for a moment. So this is I'm showing you, yes, this is my left side. Still have a hard time telling my left from my right. It's different video. So left side, I tried to shear it out a little bit. That's how it's swatched. The best dupe as far as how it swatches the most closely is by Marnie. And it is their Baked Bronzer in Glow 04. There are other shades, but this is the shade that is the closest to it. I remember it, left is right and right is wrong, wrong meaning the dupe. And so from a fair-skinned person's perspective, which is the only perspective I have, this swatches the same, but it goes on a little more sheer. So it's more buildable and it's more wearable. I can wear this shade year round. I can wear it right now when I'm definitely in my winter shades, and then I can build it up a little more darker in the summertime, and the sheen that you see here doesn't really transfer to the skin exactly the same. This, even with my lightest touch, goes on much more deeply, and this is the lighter shade. So I actually do prefer the Marnie to the Hourglass. I did a whole video comparing the Anastasia Brow Wiz to the NYX brow pencil, and it was close, pretty close, but one that I found is even more close to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, I should do this, is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. At least in the blonde shade, it gets even that much more closer to the Anastasia. So I have that going on, Anastasia on this side, L'Oreal Brow Wiz on Brow Stylist on this one, and I think you can tell, I'm looking in the monitor, I think you can tell that at least on camera, these are looking pretty much identical. If someone is staring at you that closely that they can see a difference, your problem is not in your brow pencils, the problem is with the person who's staring at you that closely. That's just strange. So definitely, I don't think much of a difference. Now, I haven't tested out wear time, so to be fair, I don't know if they hold up exactly the same, but as appearances go, pretty much the same. We're in their home stretch here as far as dupes go. This is kind of funny that, again, I'm leaning more to the dupe than the original. I've talked about the Benefit Gimme Brow. That one's pretty revolutionary in that it has actual fibers in it, so I'm gonna compare apples to apples. This is the Clinique, oh, I don't even know what it's really called, but it's like the Clinique, it's basically a brow mascara. It's blonde, cute little packaging, but what I reach for every single day instead is the NYX Brow Mascara. They're similar in packaging. I like the color, it's a little ashier, and the price point is just so much better for NYX. I've tried other ones, I've tried the Essence one, I've tried the Benefit one, but I do really prefer the NYX brow mascara over any other brow mascara that I've ever used. So that's the winner. I don't know if it's a dupe or not, but as brow mascaras go, NYX wins every time for blonde. I haven't actually tested this out, so I'm a little hesitant to bring it up, but I wanted to bring it out because I saw it at Ulta when I was shopping around a little bit. I saw this by Essence. This is the Essence All About Matte. It's a compact powder, it's white, and it looks a whole lot like the It Bye Pores, and it looks even more like the Makeup Forever HD powder that's in the pressed pan. So I don't know if they perform the same. I literally just picked this up yesterday, but anyone who has any experience, I thought I would just bring it out because this is, I think, like $3. So if anyone's oily and looking for a mattifying powder, I just wanted to throw this out there that this looks pretty good, and it's very creamy to the touch. Has no odor. Very interesting. I generally like most of the Essence products that I've tried, so I just wanted to let y'all know it's out there. The last one that I think I really have been asked a lot about, so I wanted to bring it up. A lot of you have asked if there is a dupe for the Hermes Amber Narguilé perfume. I have all people wish there was, because it's not the priciest perfume on the market. There are some that are way more expensive, but it's definitely not the least expensive, and it's also not the most readily available. It is only available online, specifically from Hermes, or in person, only sold in an Hermes store. Not a lot of those. There's not one in San Antonio, I can tell you that. I think there's one in Houston and one in Dallas, and that's it for Texas. So they're all wherever an Hermes boutique happens to be. So I've been trying to find a dupe. It is my all-time favorite fragrance. It smells like amber, hot buttered rum, honey. It's just warm and sensual, and there is nothing else exactly like it on the planet. The best I have found, Nerber XO here on YouTube actually recommended the original fragrance to me, also recommended this, and I finally went out and bought it, and I've been meaning to bring it up, and obviously I've been using it for a very long time. This is very close. It's not exactly the same, and it doesn't wear nearly as long. When you spray yourself with the original Hermes, you can wake up the next day and still smell this like you sprayed it a minute ago. This does not wear nearly as long, but then again, it's not $200 for a bottle either. It's more like $50. This is, I'm going to butcher this, I don't speak Italian. It's the L'Herbolario is the brand, and it's specifically the Dolce Lisser Acqua di Profumo. I only can find it on Amazon. That's where I got mine from, and I will link it below. It's close, and I believe they also have some body products, maybe bath products in this scent. It's pretty, but I mean, if you can splash out for, it's so good. It's so good, but I get it. It's up there. Lastly, I do want to mention, a lot of people talk about how these CoverGirl True Nakeds, this is the Nudes palette, and I finally picked up the Roses palette, which I am wearing today actually. They say that these are dupes for the Urban Decay Naked palettes, and I was swatching away. I was covered in swatches just not too long ago. I want to just do this. So I swatched these, and you can see there are definite similarities, but these do not match up. I tried it, and strangely enough, I found that the CoverGirl palette is more wearable. I'm wearing it right now, and I found that these are creamier and softer and easier to blend. Now granted, this palette is older and it's starting to dry up, and I did the same with the original Naked palette and the CoverGirl Nudes palette here. Same thing. These are, I mean, granted, this is a few years old. This baby is dried up. I'm not getting the color transfer on my, when I swatch it that I'm getting with these. So these are not a dupe, but they give you a similar effect. I just wanted to get that out there. So those are some of the dupes and some of the not dupes that I wanted to tell you about. And just get it out there that there are alternatives to some of the high-end stuff you talk about, and many times they are as good, if not better, than the originals. I would love to hear back from y'all if you have any experience with any dupes that you think everybody needs to know about and want us to go run out and get them. Please put those in the comments below. Let's all share amongst ourselves some great tips. I would always like to hear more. As always, thank you so much for watching and hanging out and commenting. I can't wait to read your comments and see what dupes you recommend. Don't forget to check out the blog, see if you want to shop any of the last minute Cyber Monday sales. As always, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be November favorites. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.